channel. If you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe. If not, like and subscribe. Y'all, today we're gonna do a girls talk finally, because I keep seeing them and I'm like, I need to do this because it looks fun. So it's currently 6:18. I have some questions in my notes. Dang, is it just too bright? So I have a list of questions in my notes. It's not a lot, but it's enough. So the first question is, how do you prepare yourself for disappointment? So I feel like you can't really prepare yourself for disappointment, but at the same time you can, because it's like, stop setting people to such high standards and you won't be disappointed when people let you down. Stop thinking somebody won't do something to you, because people will do stuff to you and they don't care. Like, stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. Stop acting like clueless when stuff happens. Like, accept it, let it go, and that's how basically you can prepare for it to just be like, did this to me, whatever. Like, you see stuff coming like that, and I feel like that's how you can prepare yourself for disappointment. How to move on from a guy who keeps hurting you. Honestly, it's hard. I've been in that predicament. I don't know, because it's like, when you in love is just so crazy. Like, it really is crazy. You really do crazy stuff when you're in love, and you really just, sometimes people make you look stupid. But I say to move on from a guy who keeps hurting you. Honestly, I tried to go back until you hate them method. I don't really think that works, because it's like, you'll never really hate somebody that you love or have love for. But I do think the more you go back and the more they continue to do stuff, like, eventually you'll just get tired of it and you'll just be like, it won't hurt no more. Once it happens so many times, it's just honestly like, what can you do about it? Honestly, heal, read the Bible, and pray. How do you know if someone is the right person? That's a good question, because I don't even know yet. I don't even know. I feel like if you're happy, like, if you're really genuinely happy with somebody, love excluding sex, because I feel like people feel like sex is something that makes them in love with somebody. Like, no, that is not. You will know if someone is the right one when they do everything you ask. You feel me? It's just no problems. Like, obviously in relationships there's going to be problems, but we just find that one person who just connects with you and understands you emotionally and mentally. That's the one. Do you recommend getting a wax? Yes, I have got down there waxed before. Pain is definitely like 10 out of 10, but you feel me, like, y'all, it is great results. Honestly, it's way better than shaving. Shaving, I feel like the hair grows back like super quick, but when you get a wax, it lasts longer. I think mine lasted me like a good 3 weeks. I definitely think it's worth the money as well, because it's just like, you're saving so much time. Like, once you get that wax, you're done for like 2 weeks. You don't have to worry about it. For me, and it's way better than shaving. It's smoother. You don't have razor bumps, none of that stuff. The pain is definitely can be tolerated, but like, get used to it after you keep going back like multiple times. But I don't really think I'll ever just be 100% oh no, this doesn't hurt anymore. But like, after a while it'll be okay. How many bodies is too much, and does body count matter? How many bodies is too much? I don't really think, like, I don't really have like personal opinion on it, but I also think it does matter, because it's like, as a woman, the way you carry yourself matters. Forget about these men. Like, men are gonna be men at the end of the day, but as a woman, respect your body. Do not give everybody access to you. Do not open your legs for everybody, because it's like, people don't realize how deep of a connection it really is when you give yourself to somebody. Like, you give yourself to somebody, you are connecting with them mentally and emotionally, and it's just like, be wise with who you decide to sleep with, because you never know who your soul is connecting to. And I do believe in, like, for me, soul ties or whatever when you sleep with people. So it just does matter, because you can't just be going around here just doing whatever. And there's so much stuff going around nowadays, I wouldn't even trust just sleeping around with anybody. But I'm never a type to judge. If you did, you did it. If you do it, you do it. But learn like boundaries and stuff with yourself. Feeling left out of a friend group. If you feel left out of a friend group, get you some new friends, baby. It ain't nothing. Listen, I feel like I had to learn the hard way. Stop thinking you gotta keep somebody around because of how long you've known them. That doesn't matter. All that can be squashed. If you feel like you're left out of a friend group, you can either approach it and like try to figure out, you feel me, maybe find a solution. But if it's a continuous thing, and if it's also like funny acting behavior, then sometimes you just gotta walk away from that stuff, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I wouldn't recommend staying nowhere where you feel like you're not comforted, welcome, or this goes for a relationship or anything. Don't be nowhere that you feel like you shouldn't be, or where somebody make you feel like they don't want you around, because then it's just like you don't need to be there. How is college life and college advice? College life is cool, y'all. I feel like freshman year really took a toll on me, and I was just struggling like deeply within freshman year, as far as like, losing my grandmother, grades, trying to get comfortable, trying to really understand how college is. But honestly, now like, sophomore year, I feel like I'm settled in. I found some friends, like I found people I can speak to or sit around and stuff in the caf. I still need to get out more. Like, I really don't get out enough, honestly, and that's probably my problem. But other than that, college life is good. I feel like it's so less stressful than high school, because it's pick your own schedules, you can work, you have time to really manage a lot of stuff. It's just how you sit down and organize it and manage it yourself, because it's just like you can waste a bunch of time in college, but if you own your stuff, doing what you got to do, you can really make a lot of good connections, do a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff to make you look good, because college has so many opportunities. And as far as college advice, kind of connected to what I just said, get out there, y'all. We need to stop being like, or I need to stop being like, oh, I'm scared. No, take risks when you're in college. Do anything you can do, anything you want to do. There's so many clubs, organizations, stuff you can do. I really wish I would have took all that stuff into consideration, because although I'll be graduating early and I won't be here long, it's so many things you can do. Take advantage of it. If you go to college, get the college experience. It's no point in going to college and not getting the experience, if that makes sense. But how do you not care about what others think? I feel like a part of everybody cares about what other people think, but you honestly have to realize that it's your life. At the end of the day, it's your life. You have to do what makes you happy at the end of the day. If it's hurting other people, if it's making somebody mad, who cares? It's your life. So either you're going to live life to the best of your abilities, or you're going to live life based on what everybody else thinks or what everybody else cares about. And I don't want to be that type of person, so I hope y'all wouldn't want to be that type of person, because be yourself. Be you. Like, why would you want to do what everybody else is doing, be everybody else? No. Honestly, just, I don't know. Forget these people. If it's making you happy, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. So how to heal from being hurt, this kind of relates to the question at the top, but you can be hurt by anything, honestly. I feel like to heal, you have to accept it first. You're never going to heal if you don't accept the fact that you're hurting. If you just walk around like, oh, it doesn't hurt me, I don't care, da-da-da. If you have that type of mindset, you're actually never going to give yourself the opportunity to heal from whatever is actually hurting you, and it's always going to catch up on you. Don't ever think because you have that, oh, I don't care mindset, that it's going to hit you. How they be like, it's going to hit you on a random Tuesday. Baby, you have to acknowledge it. You have to speak it. You have to write it. You have to do whatever to acknowledge the fact that something hurt you, because you cannot act like nothing happened. That's what I had to learn to do. I had to cry about it. Like, cry. It's okay to cry. If it takes you some time to cry in your room at night, maybe cry and let that stuff hurt so you can let it go. Because once it stop hurting, you'll be fine. But you just have to acknowledge that it hurts before you can heal from anything. That's the way I did it. I just kind of cried till I couldn't cry no more, and then it don't even hurt after that, honestly. How to be consistent. I need to be taking this advice from somebody myself, because it is really, really hard to be consistent. And that goes for a lot of stuff. That goes for class, that goes for gym, that goes for eating healthy, that goes for breaking bad habits. It's hard to consistently do something, and I feel like I'm the type of person, I speak it more than I do it. So I kind of want to get in that mindset where it's like, I'm not talking about it no more, I'm just doing it. I'm getting straight to it. You feel me? Like, because that's basically what you got to do. Honestly, to be consistent, you got to do it. You can't speak it. You can't say, I want to eat healthy, I want to go to the gym, I want to do this. No. Get up, go get you a salad, go to the gym, go do your homework, go study. Stop saying it. Stop saying it out loud and just go do it. You know what you want to do, so just go do it. There's no need to discuss it. There's no need to talk about it with other people. If you want to be consistent with something, be consistent with it. And don't let nothing hold you back. Don't let nothing stop you or anything like that. How do you know when it's time to cut someone off? It's time to cut someone off when you're not growing. When you're not growing yourself, when you feel like you're not moving forward, they're holding you back, they're not making you happy, they're kind of like purposeless in your life. And I don't really know how to describe the feeling. You kind of know when you had enough of somebody. You just, like, I don't know, you just know. Y'all, you just get a feeling like, I don't want this for myself no more. And you really have to tell yourself that, like, I don't want this for myself no more. I don't need that. You feel me? Like, you know when something is just, something gotta go. When it gotta go, you'll know. Because the time, it'll be in your face. Once they do one thing, they're gonna keep doing stuff, and God's gonna keep showing you signs that they gotta go. Like, God will show you signs when it's time for somebody to exit your life, because it's just like he's gonna keep throwing it in your face. What they're doing, he's gonna keep showing you. And it's just like, if you decide to be blind to it, that's on you. But you can't say the signs wasn't in your face, because you're gonna know when it's time to cut somebody off. Trust and believe, baby, because they gotta go. They gotta go. How do you be okay being alone? I feel like I didn't really learn how to be alone until I got to college. I feel like I always been like ducked off kid, more of like on the quiet side, like never in too much or never in drama or nothing like that. But as far as being alone, like, I feel like I always felt alone in life. And it's one thing to like feel alone and actually be alone, but it's okay to be alone. I feel like people don't understand that, like, you do not have to constantly have people around you. Like, sometimes you mentally need a break from people. You need space from people. You need to distance yourself from people, because at the end of the day, you're your own person and you have a lot going on in your life. And I feel like we don't realize that, like, when we're around people, I know I can emotionally feel every person around me. Like, people go through stuff, I can feel it. So it's like, you can't really help yourself. You're not helping, you feel me? Like, if you got all these people around you with problems. So it's like, don't ever think it's not okay to like distance yourself. You can become distant from people and realize, like, it's okay to be alone. It's okay to sit by yourself. It's okay to eat by yourself. It's okay to go to sleep by yourself. Like, everybody feel like they need a man and da da da. Like, once you conquer being alone, you'll really realize how much you really don't need other people around you. So, advice for getting older. What's some advice I wish I knew? Credit scores. I wish I had more advice on credit scores. Learning how to really take care of yourself on your own. Because I feel like not most parents, but most people just be like, oh, 18, you're grown. Bye. Like, I don't have to take care of you anymore. And it's like, dang. I feel like if you have like good parents who continue to like take care of you even when you're like past 18, like, don't take that for granted. But some advice for getting older is just like, cherish those values in those moments that you have before you turn, before you really become an adult. Because I feel like so many kids are just kind of like, oh, I can't wait till I get older. Baby, you don't want to be older. Baby, I wish I could, listen, I wish I could go back in time and still be a kid. Still have so many responsibilities or doing so much stuff on my own, because it's just like, I'm honestly not ready. But I had to get ready. But like, I feel like at the time I wasn't ready. And I was just kind of pushed to like go out and figure it out on my own. So it's like, while you are young, start learning about that stuff now. Start learning about your credit scores. Start learning how to save money. Start learning how to organize. Start learning how to manage time. Because like, by the time you're an adult, that will really prepare you for it. So I think that's some good advice. How do you know when you are outgrowing certain people? You're outgrowing certain people when it's like they are still in the same place. You see they're not trying to grow. They're not trying to get better. You see somebody stand in one spot, you gotta get away from them people, because never be comfortable to settle for anything, especially not at this age. I feel like at any age, I'm not settling for anything. There's always gonna be more that you should want. Yes, always be grateful for what you have, but always strive to get more, because there's no limit on the amount of money you make. There's no limit on anything in general. So it's just like, go for everything. When you outgrow certain people, when you're looking at them and it's kind of like you're doing better than them, and they're still just like, they're not changing, they're not growing. Like you'll know when you're outgrowing somebody, because I feel like at this age I learned that I no longer want to be with a man. I no longer want to be with friends who I feel like I'm doing better than. And it ain't even on no, how do I put this without sounding like ignorant? It ain't even on no, I can't hang with people who are less than me. But like, I want to hang with people who are better than me, who are doing better than me. That way I can want to do better. They can teach me how to do better. Like, when you hang with people who are less than you, you're lowering yourself to them. And it's like, don't lower yourself. Get with a man that's doing better than you, that can, you feel me, help you. Get with friends who have the same ambition as you, the same drive, the same motives. Surround yourself around people who, you feel me, you on the same level with. Because once you on that level with them, it's just y'all gonna grow together. Versus, you feel me, sticking around with people you've outgrown because, you feel me, you don't want to stop talking to them. It's just like, it's okay to cut people off. You're not gonna be friends with everybody forever. So it's just like, don't let that little stuff bother you or get to your head. How to stay motivated in school. Y'all, it's so many days where I wake up and I don't want to go to class. But honestly, what motivates me to keep going to school is the fact that it's gonna be over before you know it. Like I said, I started freshman year last year. It's already second semester of my sophomore year. You know how fast it literally flies by. Like you have to motivate yourself. Like, you have to want to get up in the morning. You're not gonna have, like I said, it's kind of like you growing up. You're not gonna have nobody be like, okay, wake up, it's time for class. No. You have to set yourself to those standards to wanting to wake up in the morning, wanting to go to class. And it's always going to be a class that you don't want to go to. Like, I promise y'all. Some classes and professors are just super, super duper boring. But other than that, you got to want it. Can't nobody, it's not going to be handed to you. First of all, that's the one big thing. It's not going to be handed to you. Nobody's just going to give it to you, because no. Everything you want, you have to want it and you have to go for it. So, how to ignore people who don't like you. I'm the bomb.com at this, because I don't know, it's just like, if they don't like you, oh well. If they don't like you, what are they gonna do about it? They're not gonna do anything about it. Y'all, we have to get over that, oh, she don't like me, or trying to change for people, or trying to please people, like girl bye or boy bye. Ignore them. You can literally ignore them. That's all I would say, is ignore people, because at the end of the day, when people don't like you, or when people have a problem with you, 9 times out of 10 they have a problem within themselves, and you can't change that. So don't get yourself out of character, or, you feel me, go all crazy because somebody doesn't like you. Like, unless they're like to bully you, baby, ignore them, block them. I block people. I don't care. I will block people and let people live with whatever delusional story they want to live with. They don't like you, oh, especially if they don't have a reason not to like you. Like, if they just don't like you for no reason, baby, what can you do about it? Nobody should be even worried about you enough to not like you. That means that they're not handling their business and living their life, because they're too worried about disliking you. So maybe they need to find something better to know. Period tips. I like Honey Hot Pads. That's what I use. I use Honey Hot Pads, and I use the regular pads. I have the overnight ones. I don't recommend the Honey Hot Pads that have like crazy flavors, or whatever you want to call it, fragrances, because you're really not supposed to put like fragrances in that area. You really shouldn't at all. But the Honey Hot Pads that are like original or like organic pads, definitely use those. I have sensitive skin, so breathe. So get you something that you're definitely comfortable in. Some other period tips: always have a heating pad. I know I cramp. I don't know about everybody else, but definitely a heating pad is very useful. I also say make sure you're regularly changing your pad. Like, most people, I change my stuff every time I go to the restroom. Like, I don't care if I just put a new one on an hour ago. Every time I go to the restroom, I'm changing. It don't matter. And also, some other period tips, just like, make sure you're regularly showering on your period. I would assume that most people shower it once a day, but like on your cycle, sometimes I shower twice a day. I will get in the morning, I will get in at night. Like, it just depends on the mood, because you really feel dirty when you're on your cycle. So, and another thing, a lot. Drinking a lot of water before and exercising before and during your cycle is really, really helpful. Like, me as a person that goes to the gym, I noticed, because I used to be like, I'm not going to the gym when I'm on my cycle. But when I started going, yeah, you'll probably bleed a little bit heavier. but like it will take away your cramps and stuff like that. And I also learned bananas. I don't know what it is, but bananas make me sick when I'm on my cycle. Like, if I try to eat a banana, I be feeling like I have to throw up. But the potassium in bananas is really good for cramps and stuff like that. So, and also period tips as well. Use an app to keep up with your stuff. I know most people don't really like apps or whatever, but like, I know when you're gonna start and stuff like that. My opinion on relationships, I feel like right now relationships just really not, it's not like, I don't think it's important to get in a relationship right now. And honestly, I feel like even in high school, like, I feel like relationships should be avoided for the most part. I feel like you can talk to people, but as far as like relationships, it's just kind of like, I don't know, because you're really trying to figure yourself out at that age. And even now, I feel like I'm still trying to figure myself out. I gotta get with somebody who I gotta tell what to do or teach them how to treat me or da 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 da. Like this age, if you don't know how to treat a woman, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not in the mood for that. I feel like I'm too old to be teaching a man how to treat me. And right now, just relationships is just like, it's the least important thing to me. I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even worried about boys, and boys shouldn't be worried about me, and boys shouldn't be worried about girls, because just I need to get our lives together before we feel like we can, get in a relationship with people. We need to focus on ourselves first. Next question. Standards. I feel like having standards is basically knowing your worth. So I'm gonna just combine these because it says standards and setting boundaries, and I feel like it's kind of the same thing. But having standards is like knowing your worth, knowing not to settle for less. I was just talking about like, I don't want to be around nobody that's not doing as good as me or doing better than me. And that's not even being on no bougie stuff, because I don't know what people want to call that. But like, you gotta have standards for yourself. You gotta let people know like to play with you, that you're not the one to like, mess with. I love when I see people and everybody just be like, I don't really see you outside, or you be on your stuff, or you never in nothing, or I don't ever hear nothing about you. That's my favorite compliments, because it's just like, that's how I want it to be. I have to set those boundaries, and I let people like know too much about you. Also, when it comes to setting boundaries, not letting people take advantage of you. It's okay to have a good heart. It's okay to be kind, but give it to the right people. If you see somebody don't deserve access to you, stop giving them access to you. People really do show you who they are, and you really just have to pay attention. And if you decide to ignore that, it is kind of like, well, they did, you feel me, they did give you this red flag, or they did give you that red flag, or they did do this to you, or they did do that to you. So it's just kind of like, once somebody does something to you, let them go. Set them boundaries. Certain stuff is just like, after people do certain stuff, they should never be able to talk to you again. Like, that's just how I feel, like, at this age, because it's just like, people know what they be doing, and they honestly just don't care. They know what they do. Trust me. At this age, baby, it ain't no room for no mistakes. It's not no room for no mess ups. It's not no room for, I didn't know, or I didn't know that was gonna make you feel that way, or I didn't know that was gonna hurt your feelings. Why would you not? Like, if you can't be considerate of somebody else, gotta go. And I feel like as far as my standards, it's just like, I don't really ask for much. I'm not a materialistic type of person. I don't really care for money. I don't really care for gifts. I don't really care. You feel me? Like, if you can't do like, basic stuff, then it's just like, gotta go. Like, cause I feel like the bare minimum is, you feel me? Like, bare minimum is very bare. So it's just like, if you can't, feel me, understand me on that type of level, I don't need you around me. Do you believe in 50-50? Yes and no. Cause I feel like really men are supposed to be in charge. I feel like men are supposed to be in charge. Men kind of have more of a power. But I feel like at this age, 50-50 is okay. I feel like at this age, it's okay to help each other out, buy each other stuff, take each other on dates, da da da. But once you get older, it is a man's responsibility to pay the bills. That's just my opinion. But I do feel like a man should be paying bills. Period, point blank. Whoever I get with, my man is going to pay our bills. Everything else a female can handle. And I feel like that is 50-50, because it's kind of like a man doing a man's job and a female doing a female's job. So, or a woman doing a woman's job. So, yeah, I don't feel like it should ever be like too much. Like 50 is cool now, but once we get older, you should be paying them bills and I should be. But it's still okay for women to like buy gifts, pay for her man, stuff like that. But bills, Nah, I don't feel like a woman should be paying bills. What made you start doing YouTube? If y'all remember back in the day, your girl started YouTube in like 8th grade. I think I kind of like the idea of like vlogging my life and being able to go back and watch like memories. Like I love going back and watching my old YouTube videos. I do it all the time, and that kind of made me want to start doing YouTube, and that's kind of why I did it, because it's like I really do value memories and experiences, and so I like to be able to go back and watch them. And I also like, I don't know, I just like vlogging. Like I don't have a lot of friends or people to talk to, so I'll be talking to y'all. Hey, listen, believe it or not, people online will be way nicer and more of a friend to you than people that you actually know. Like, there's so many people on here that I don't know, they be commenting like, oh my god, I love your videos, you're so pretty, I watch you all the time. They be reposting my stuff, and then it's like people you know don't even support you and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna end up making a part 2 of this, because it's kind of getting really long and my camera keep overheating. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and make sure you go watch my most recent post, my college diaries. Yeah, stay tuned for a part 2.